Hey guys, Tokyo Treats here. Today I'm going to show you how to make some fun little plates and bowls for your pet. Always ask a parent for help before starting any craft. And for this project you'll need Mod Podge, craft foam, a glue stick lid or something similar, a hair dryer, and the containers you can get from the candy machines or something of a similar shape. Okay, so let's get started. First, cut out a square of your craft foam paper that is the desired size for your plate. Then just trim the edges. I started already on that side. Take a lid, and this is just a lid from a tiny little like hotel shampoo bottle, but you could also use the lid from a glue stick. And you want to press as hard as you can along the middle. Flip it over and press where your crease is. Line it up perfectly. Press again. This time, lift off of your surface and push so that you're pulling your craft foam, so that you're pulling your craft foam along and kind of stretching your craft foam around your lid. This will give you that lift along the edges of your plate. So just spend 15 or 20 seconds really making sure you've stretched out your plate. Remove, then use your Mod Podge. You can also use Elmer's glue to seal the top. I'm just doing it along the sides and top. And then allow that to dry. And if you find that when you've pressed your circle it's a little bit lopsided, you can of course trim your plate. So this is basically what it'll look like. This is one I did earlier. And from here you can decorate it. You can either paint along the edges or simply leave it as is. Another option is to use your scrapbooking scissors to make a round plate. I'm using the section from a tape dispenser, pressing again as hard as I can. Gives me the nice double circle. Cut this out, flip over, line it up again. You can see the indentation, and if you need to, you can indent it again directly over that first line, pressing as hard as you can. Flip it over, and where you see the crease, do it again. And line it up. Then take a hair dryer and heat this back side. So using my blow dryer, I'm just going to blow for about 15 seconds at a time, let it sit for a minute, and then do it again. I'll do this process probably twice. Be sure and hold it on the inside so you don't burn yourself. And if your plate starts to pop out, just press and quickly use your hair dryer to heat it up. And again, if it gets loose in the blow drying process, simply press again. Give it a minute, then blow dry it again for about 15 or 20 seconds. Give it about a minute, and simply pop out. Your sides should be raised. If they aren't, place back inside and heat to do that process again. I use glue or Mod Podge to seal the top. So again, here's one that I made earlier, and I've used the thinner foam that you can get from Dollar Tree. It's a little bit thicker at Michael's. The stuff at Dollar Tree is really quite thin, and so it looks almost more like a paper plate, which is kind of cool. Versus here I've used the thicker foam, and I think it looks more like a regular plate. For the bowls, and here you can either make your decorative bowl or just your standard little bowl. Cut out a section of craft foam and then use something circular. It doesn't have to be your tape since we don't need these double circles here. I'm just using this because I liked the size of the inner circle. Press. And here, because I don't want two circles, I'm going to trim my inside circle. Often it's not that important to get a perfect circle. But in this case, you really want to make sure it looks pretty good along the sides, because the sides are going to be the top of your bowl. And so you want to have as clean of a cut as you can get. So if you find that your circle's a little jaggedy, you may want to start over. Now take a marble, place along the center, and just again begin stretching what will become your bowl, so your foam, around your marble, starting to give it that nice bowl shape. Then for this particular size, I find that these little plastic containers from the candy machines, this happens to be just the right size for my bowl. So push your bowl inside, making sure it's as centered as possible. Use your finger to push down, and then use your hair dryer to heat up your craft foam to help it keep its shape. I like to use a clothesline peg. That way I don't have to worry about getting heat on my hands when I blow dry my little bowl. So again, I'm just going to heat it up with my hair dryer for about 15 to 20 seconds, let it sit for a minute, and then do it again, maybe 2 or 3 times. So I've applied heat 3 times for about 15 seconds, and I'm just going to let it sit here for a second. Okay, so I'm going to pop it out. And now I'm just going to seal it with Mod Podge. So again, I used Mod Podge on just the top and sides, and now I will let it sit to dry. And to make my decorative bowl, I cut out a section of craft foam that was a circle, that was a rough circle. It didn't need to be perfect. I stick it inside the end of a glue stick, trying to shape it. Then I apply heat about 3 times, 15 seconds at a time, giving it enough time to cool down between each session, so maybe just a couple of minutes. And then you can of course just manipulate it, stretch it how you need to get the shape that you desire. And then seal it, which I have not yet done on this bowl, with Mod Podge along the inside and just the sides. And finally, here are the plates that we did earlier in the tutorial that I allowed to dry after applying Mod Podge. And then a nice little pink bowl to go with that plate. Anika, you still haven't finished your food. Mom, I'm just not that hungry. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have time for all these desserts I made today. Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Mom, I'm pretty hungry. Did you hear my stomach? Oh, that was so loud. Wow, it's really growling. Okay, stomach, I'm eating those green beans right now. Well, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, check Rainbow Tinkle out on Facebook, and be sure to tune in for my next project. Thanks so much, guys. Bye!